the sword, the Muslim is still bent down and still waiting. So utterly demoralized, you can't even run away. This, you reach that stage, you didn't do your job. Now comes the punishment. That the man tells you, you bend down and wait till I get my sword to chop off your head, and you can't even run away. Feel ashamed even to tell people. Say, look, this is what we had come to. Muslims. Why? You didn't do your job. Allah says, يَسْتَبْدِلْ قَوْمًا غَيْرَكُمْ. He'll substitute in your place another people. ثُمَّ لَا يَكُنُ مَمْثَالَكُمْ. And he substituted them. By these very Mongols, the Turks, later on they became Muslims, and they started helping the Muslims. But in the first instance, destroyed them all, because you didn't do your job. We Muslims, we ruled India for 1,000 years. 1,000 years we ruled India. Eventually, when partition takes place, the Muslim gets 1/4, the Hindu gets 3/4. Why? You didn't do the job. You didn't do the job. And even now you don't want to do the job. Even today, wallah, the only solution to the Muslims of India, my motherland, there are 150 million Muslims, they are a minority. Unimaginable. A minority of 150 million? 5 times the total population of South Africa, men, women and children, Indian, African, coloreds and whites, all put together. 5 times that amount are Muslims in India, and they are a minority. And they can do nothing. Daily, average of 3 riots are taking place against the Muslims every day. Nobody will believe you. In my own motherland. Why? You didn't do the job. Today, solution to your problem is deen. Propagate. No, you won't do it. You want excuses. He said, look, we are not perfect ourselves. What an excuse. Look at us. How many of us got beards? It's very few. How many of us come for Salah 5 times a day? Very few. You expect, today we are 1,000 million. You expect everybody to be angels? Everybody to have standard-sized beards? Everybody to wear kurtas? Huh? Is it possible? 1,000 million? All become 5-time prayers? You don't sin anymore? You don't drink, don't govern, nothing? Yeah, you are perfect angels? 1,000 million? You know what will happen? Allah doesn't need that. He doesn't need all angels walking this earth. He's got plenty of angels saying Subhanallah, Subhanallah, Subhanallah. He wants you and me, that you fall. You make a mistake and you cry. He loves that. He loves that. Everybody is an angel. Like robots, 5 times a day we are here. Fasting, we are perfect. Zakat, we are perfect. Everything, we are perfect. That's right. He says, wipe you out. Finish. Okay, Jannah is there for you. He doesn't need you. That type of people who do that, sweet, subhanallah, tasbih, subhanallah, subhanallah, subhanallah. He's got billions of angels doing that. What is he going to do with you? He doesn't need you. Wallah, he doesn't need you. He wants you as you are. Fall down, wake up, cry. Walk again. Fall down, wake up, cry. He loves that. Not to say that we must become sinners. You make an effort. That's what he wants. He knows that you are weak. وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. He says he's made man weak. You are weak. He knows you are weak. He appreciates your shortcomings. He appreciates you falling down and trying to get up. Good enough in his sight. But when will the day come that we are all perfect? Never. Never. Wallah, never. You can never be 1,000 million angels walking this earth. And you're waiting for that before doing your job. In the meantime, the enemy is going to wait for you. You want to become perfect here before opening your mouth. You won't propagate Islam because you're not perfect. I want to know, when will all the Malays be perfect? And the Indian Muslims, you know, the Parkars and what are Paflankar and Bandarkars all become perfect. When? Is it possible? No. Then you'll never start. In the meantime, the Christian is making inroads. He's stealing our children. In so many different ways, we are losing. By marriage, we are losing. You go and marry a colored girl. Nominally, you convert her. Nominally. Make her to read the kalima, shahada. Make her to say, teach her to say salam alaikum. And then the marriage breaks up. Where does she go? With your Fatmas and your Khadijas and your Muhammads. Where does she go? Back to her aunties and her grannies. Your Mohammeds and Fatmas and Khadijas are going to church. You know that? We have lost thousands like that. Thousands we have lost. You die, where does she go? Back to her aunties and her grannies. And your Fatmas and Mohammeds and Khadijas are getting Christianized. Thousands we have lost. Now, so careless we are. Just bring them in. Take her to the Shah. Make her to read the Kalima, Shahada. I said, you want to marry this man? Say, yeah. Nikahu min sunnati, faman raghiba an sunnati, falaysa minni, aw kama qal. So right, okay, now you got the license, go and procreate. My dear children, my young people, I'm very happy. Tonight I see so many young faces. In the other places I didn't find so many young faces. When you take that step, make sure that this wife that you're going to convert, you can make her a better woman, better Muslimah than your mother at home, than your sister at home. If you can't do that, don't tempt providence, don't take a chance. Unless you can make her better than your mother at home, better than your sister at home, which you can't. Which you know. This is just a conversion of convenience. That everybody says, well, she's a Muslim now. What Muslim? Do you pray in the house? No. You think she's going to pray? No. You yourself are not good Muslim. How are you going to make her a good Muslimah? Your family is not good Muslim. You know. We know. How are you going to make her a good Muslimah? So losses upon losses, losses upon losses. Excuse for not propagating. What do you say? We are not perfect. In India, solution to a problem is to propagate. They won't. They won't propagate. This is the answer to your problem, wallah. And there is a group of people. There are a group of people there whom we consider to be of the lowest rung of the ladder. You just woo them with a little gentleness. Wallah, you can just gather them in. I went to my motherland after 50 years. I left that country in 1927. I returned to that country in 77 after 50 years. I did go. Then I go to one of the villages. And in that village I saw that the natives of the place, they look like us. They haven't got woolly hair. But they do the menial work for us. The native of the place, they are hero worshipping us. We are like gods. Like the Afrikaner is like a god. To us, oh bas, bas. Same thing there, that Indian, the laborer, is looking up to us like a god. So I says, man, that's very good. Very good relationship. That means you can just call them. You just call them and they hearken to you. They dare not refuse. So I'm telling my host, I said, look, in the village, tell them that all these laborers, I want them to come tomorrow morning with the wives and the children. Come here tomorrow morning. I want to talk to them. By royal command, as if they were all there, wallah. Next morning, all the men and the women and the children, they are there. Seated on the ground in the dust. I sit on the little stool and I speak to them, telling them about my origin. My forefathers were also Hindus. Originally, every Indian. For 5,000 years we were Hindus. I don't know whether you know. Your great-grandfathers were Buddhists. The Malaysian, Indonesians, they were Buddhists. Nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing. We should be proud that Allah Bari Ta'ala gave them Hidayah. Today we are Muslims. Otherwise we would be still worshipping Buddha and so many other things. So I started explaining how we became Muslim and how Islam welcomes them all. I spoke in Urdu because that man didn't understand English, the villager. So I had to speak in my broken Urdu and he translated into that native language whatever I was saying. Within the hour, they all want to become Muslim. Just we talk and light-hearted chat and they all want to become Muslim. So I'm telling my host, inko Musalman banao. I said, convert them. So he says, hamare liye kaam kaun karega? He said, who's going to work for us? So if you become Muslim, he can't work. A Muslim can't plow the field. A Muslim can't sweep the street. A Muslim can't chop the wood. What do you mean? He said, who's going to work for us? That means now you want to keep them there. You can exploit them better. You don't want to make them your brothers. The result?